speed. It probably needs a little bit more PWRRUN PB as well, just for a little bit more excitement. So the Kinvara Pro is marketed by Saucony as a shoe that you can utilise for your daily miles that's going to provide some efficiency in every run. So it's carbon plated, it's highly stacked, it's got some super foam, and definitely for me it's in the super trainer category. Is it a daily trainer? I'm not too sure yet, but this one's going with the trend of the rest of the super trainers, so priced at $300 here in Australia, $180 in the US. Weight wise, 9.5 ounces or 269 grams in a men's size 9. So scores wise, I don't think the price warrants the performance of this shoe. There's not too much value in it for me, 6 out of 10. And in the weight, it actually doesn't feel too heavy on the foot. However, it could be a little lighter, 7 out of 10. Right, so in the upper here, we've got a bit of a traditional looking upper. It's a bit Kinvara looking, I guess. But the engineered mesh that they're using here is actually quite thick. It's still okay in the breathability compartment, but yeah, it's a little thick, so it could get a little hot. All throughout the upper, or that mesh, they've got these little plastic ribs for reinforcement, but I actually quite like the look of that. It's moderately padded, not overly plush, but I think it's just got the right amount of padding on it. Really solid heel counter there, and tongue is really nicely padded, and it's a gusseted tongue, so I think the tongue is one of the best features on this upper, so really loving that one. Laces wise, pretty standard lacing system, but the laces are nice. It does a great lockdown in the shoe. Overall, this shoe is super comfortable, great lockdown. Fit wise, for me it's true to size. However, some people are going to find this toe box a little narrow, so just be wary about that. Okay, my only dramas with the upper to date is the material that they're using around the heel collar and the heel counter is quite coarse and quite rough, and as my runs get longer and longer, I'm actually getting some irritation just up here on the back of the Achilles, so on the heel. But that is my only drawback of the shoe. Super comfortable shoe, love the upper, 8.5 out of 10. Right, so in the midsole here, they've got a dual density midsole. So their top layer is their premium PWRRUN PB foam. At the bottom, they've got their standard PWRRUN foam. Stack height wise, we've got 42 in the rear, 34 in the front, giving us a 8mm drop. Between those two layers of foam, they've got a 3/4 length carbon plate. Now the carbon plate makes this shoe really stiff, and it's probably too stiff in my opinion. Geometry wise, yeah, they've got a rocker. Now their geometry is called speed roll, and that's the same sort of technology or the same geometry that they use in their Endorphin series, so like the Pro and the Speed. But really like the speed roll in this one, and it complements the shoe quite nicely. Right, so how does this package ride? Well, first word that comes to mind is smooth. It's such a smooth shoe throughout the foot stroke, and I think that smoothness translates straight into its efficiency. You do feel really efficient in this shoe. It's definitely not soft, it's not bouncy, no trampoline effect. It probably sits in this medium category, so it's not overly firm for me. I think there's enough PWRRUN PB in here to create some softness and a little bit of responsiveness. However, you're not going to be breaking any records in this shoe. It's definitely not a speed shoe. The speed roll and the geometry of this rocker complements this dual density midsole. But overall, the ride is not exciting. It's not blowing me out of the park, but it does what it says it does, and I'm happy with that. 7.5 out of 10. So in the outsole here, we have got no outsole rubber. So it's pretty much just the PWRRUN foam that's exposed, and it's just got these ribs all over the shoe, and you can see the exposed carbon plate inside there. Now obviously with no outsole rubber on it, the durability of the outsole is going to come under question, and as you can see there, my high impact area, so just on the lateral side of the heel there and in the front here, it's actually wearing down quite fast. With that though, I don't think that is going to affect the performance of the whole shoe if the grip wears down. However, grip wise, so far so good. So good in all conditions. It's even not too greasy in the wet conditions. So I think this foam reacts with the water, soaks it up a little bit, and creates like a sticky type feeling. So I'm having no issues with the grip at all. So the choice of having no rubber on the outsole really complements the ride, and it really enhances this smooth, efficient feeling that you feel in the shoe. So if this shoe did have outsole rubber, I think the ride would actually be a little harsh. So overall, I love the fact that they didn't include any outsole rubber on this shoe just to save the ride of that shoe. I'm not too concerned about how fast it's wearing down, but I'm going to use it in a certain way. But pretty happy with the outsole. 8 out of 10. Okay, so for me, best shoes, that this one is a long run shoe, or that's how I'm going to be using it for anyway. I don't think it is a daily trainer, because if you use this one every day, you put 400 or 500 Ks on it, you're going to have absolutely no tread on your shoe whatsoever. Is that going to affect the overall performance? Probably not for a little while, but I still wouldn't use it every single day. And who is this shoe best for? So those people that just want a high stacked, highly cushioned, carbon plated shoe that needs some stability. This one is probably the most stable carbon plated shoe that I have tried. Okay, so other options out there. So think of the New Balance Supercomp Trainer 2, the Asics Super Blast, and also the Adidas Boston 12. So in summary, I'm not too sure how I feel about the shoe. So there's nothing really wrong with the shoe. So it's not exciting, but I like the ride. It's a comfortable shoe. It's just too expensive, and I don't know who is going to buy this shoe when there's other options out there. So in particular, the Saucony Endorphin Speed. So it's in Australia here $40 cheaper than this shoe, and it's a far more exciting ride. It's a lighter shoe, and so I'd be going with that one. Improvements in this shoe, I think this shoe is too stiff. I don't think it needs a carbon plate, so you could probably put a nylon plate in there, or just ditch the plate altogether, because it'd probably make this shoe a little bit more fun. But then again, if we put a nylon plate in it, we've pretty much got a Saucony Endorphin Speed. It probably needs a little bit more PWRRUN PB as well, just for a little bit more excitement. So anyway guys, that's it from me. Make sure you put your questions relating to the Kinvara Pro or anything else in the comments below. Love reading those. And again, thanks for watching. Make sure you give us a like, subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you next time.